so many of you have relevant things that you want to do. You just need to make sure that we do it in a structured way. SMART goals and getting those set up. Okay, so please write these down. First thing, your goals need to be very specific. And the question is, what is it you want to accomplish and who needs to be included? Now, for my family, we get together, my wife and my kids, we get together on New Year's Day. And this is a tradition. We've done this every year for a lot of years. And I sit down with the kids and we look at the goals that we set for last year. We look at those quarterly, but we're going to look at them and say, okay, how did we do on all the goals we set for last year? And then what are the goals for this year? And I have them pick 3 different goals in 3 different categories. And then we work towards that. One of my son's goals for this year was to go to state in cross country and to go to state in track. And he won state in cross country this fall, and just last week, they took state for cross country, or for track, which was a huge accomplishment because they go to a very small Christian school. And so it was awesome that he set the goal and he achieved it. Now, you guys have goals for what it is you want to accomplish, but we need to determine when do we want to do this by and why is this a worthy goal? Why is it we want to do that specifically? Number 2, the goal has to be measurable. How can you measure progress and know if you've successfully met your goals? Now, we have in our company something called a KPI. This is a key performance indicator. And if we do these little things, we know that the bigger thing that we're striving to achieve will ultimately be accomplished. Now, for you guys, our clients, we teach something called the Rule of 56. Please write that term down. Rule of 56. And how this works is, if you will make 25 outbound calls, send 25 pieces of mail, write 4 offers, and attend 2 networking events every single week. If you will do that consistently every single week, you will generate at a minimum $100,000 in profits in your first year or your next year in real estate. Rule of 56 works like clockwork. And the nice thing about it is 25 pieces of mail, 25 outbound phone calls, 4 offers. We sent 2 this morning in like 4 minutes or less. You guys that were there for this morning's session. Sending offers is easy. But if you'll just do these basic bare minimum things with consistency, success is relatively easy to accomplish. Where most people fail is they set the goal, but they don't create the little things that need to be done every single week to know that we're moving in the right direction. And we get 6 months away from when we set the goal and we're so far off by now, it's not even going to happen. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, next, it needs to be achievable. Question number 1, do you have the skills that are required? I mean, do you even have enough knowledge to go out and do this stuff? Now, here's a caution, and this is a big mistake that I've seen over the years. Somebody will say, I want to make $1 million. Well, if you've never made $1 million in a year, your brain doesn't know how to produce $1 million in a year. It knows how to produce the amount of money that it's currently producing for you on an annual basis. How do we know that to be true? Because if your brain knew how to make more money, it already would be making more money. So we need to start with the skills, the knowledge to do this successfully. Now, if you don't have them, and let's be honest, if you aren't making $350,000 a year, you don't know how to make $350,000 a year. Because if you did, you would already be making $350,000 a year. Do you guys see how this works? So we have to actively go out and pursue getting the information from the people that have it, and then implementing the tools and the strategies that they've given to us. And if we need to invest in training, if we need to invest in coaching, if we need to fly across the country to attend a seminar, then that's what we do. But there then needs to be accountability to make sure that we're following up and doing the things that are going to get us there. And that's why this next piece of Achievable is so critical. It's what's the motivation? I mean, if all you want to do is make $1 million for just the sake of making $1 million, you're probably not going to make $1 million. But if you go to your pastor on Sunday and you say, Pastor, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to start tithing to the church $500 a week. Now that's a big commitment because most people aren't tithing to their church $500 a week. Now $500 a week at 52 weeks would be $26,000 a year. How would you like to do that? 26 grand a year to your church, to your local charity. It's not going to happen unless you make a commitment. So I would encourage you guys to make the commitment to the benevolence fund, because every one of you has a desire to do something nice for somebody else. Well, why don't you begin by telling them what you're going to do for them? See, that's going to drive you more to get out of bed and do the things you got to do, because you made a commitment to that person that you were going to support them, feed them, provide for them, far more than a new car or a vacation, okay? So what is the motivation for the goal? Now, is the amount of effort required on par with what the goal will achieve? Let me explain something. I have never once in my life, unless they inherited the money, I have never once in my life met a lazy millionaire. Not once. If somebody has pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and made $1 million starting from zero, I guarantee you they don't move slowly. I guarantee you they're not laying around doing nothing. They are on the go. They are movers. They are shakers. They are making things happen. You cannot get rich in slow motion. Okay, you got to move. You got to take advantage of these opportunities as they present themselves. And so you need to make sure that your effort is aligned with your desired outcome. Now, I get it, right? I would, when people say, Lee, what's the secret? Well, I don't know if it's the secret, but it was a blessing. The blessing for me is I started investing in real estate when I was very young. I was 19 years old when I started flipping real estate. I didn't have a wife. I didn't have kids. I didn't have a mortgage. I didn't have any of these expenses that a lot of you have right now. And that's why you have to build this business in a structured strategy so that you can get to where you're going while still managing the obligations that you've got. And so we're going to spend the second half of our time together today walking you through exactly what this looks like and how you go about building it. Okay? Number 4, your goals must be relevant. Why am I setting this goal now? And is it aligned with my overall objectives? Now, some of the goals that I saw from an earlier session. This person says, I will commit to having 1 deal signed and in process of flipping and 2 more in discussions and 10 in the pipeline that all fit the 10K rehab model. I love that. Here's another one. I want to complete 2 rehab deals with a net profit of at least $30,000 each. Perfect. I want to have at least 3 or 4 deals so that I can start building my STR dreams and my legacy. This is important because I've had life throw several boomerangs the past couple of months, so I feel like I'm catching up, and I am truly building my life to the vision God has given me this past year. Love that. Let's see. Paula just says, I'm ready to go. Let's see. Joe says, my why I've reached retirement and need to augment my income. Also, I would like to contribute to someone else. This approach is a good place to start. So you can see so many of you have relevant things that you want to do. You just need to make sure that we do it in a structured way. And then lastly, time bound. What's the deadline and is it realistic?